Good afternoon. We are live here at the Platt Tech Studios in Milford, Connecticut, where we have breaking news from local reporters here at Platt Tech that say that the energy usage has gotten quite out of hand recently. Approximately $548,184 is being spent on energy on a yearly basis. 60% of that money is being spent on electricity. That amount of money adds up to $326,266. The EES, also known as the Electrical Energy Savers, have been called to Platt Tech because of this disaster. Now we are switching over to Mark West, who is currently live on the scene.
Hello, this is Mark West and this is Officer Jeff. We're here at Platt Tech. The energy usage has gone through the roof. Did you know that one of the many causes of energy usage here is because of electricity? It is because of these light bulbs, which have been here since 1990 and about 20 years old.
As you can see, the light bulbs here consist mostly of T8 32-watt bulbs. The lighting here is very poor and wasting energy like there's no tomorrow.
If we switch to LED bulbs, it will cut down the wattage to 22 watts. As less wattage, using these light bulbs will make the school much brighter, therefore less of them throughout the school. In addition to that, the light bulbs will save Platt about $2,640 per month, which is a total estimate of $31,680 per year.
Another solution to this problem would be adding skylights in the hallways and gymnasium, some even in shops.
To recap on electrical's findings, there is an immense amount of energy being wasted through electricity. Currently at Platt Tech, we are spending $326,234 annually on electricity. If we switch over to LED lights, we will be saving approximately $47,970 a year. In addition to this upgrade, we can add sun ports to our building. Sun ports capture 80 to 85% of sunlight, and the sunlight will be evenly dispersed. Therefore, the use of electrical utilities will decrease, causing a drastic decrease in price.
Hello, my name is Noah Muniz.
And I'm Darius Lewis.
Here at Platt Tech, there is an unnecessary amount of water usage. Out of the 40 toilets, only 22 are newer, more efficient toilets, using 1.6 gallons per flush. Others use 5 to 7 gallons.
Wow, what a difference. With both types of toilets, Platt spends about $11,000 for both water and sewage a year. The best way to save money would be to change the 18 unmarked flushometers to the Sloan ECOS electronic dual flushometers. They reduce the amount of water from the original 5 to 7 gallons to between 1.6 to 1.1 gallons of water per flush.
They cost about $280 to run one. To replace all 18, it would cost around $5,185. It sounds like a lot, but Platt will save approximately 37.5% of the original amount spent within the first year.
On the other hand, having 18 unmarked flushometers, Platt spends almost $11,000 a year for both water and sewage. Conversely, if we swap out those flushometers with Sloan Eco-Electronic dual flushometers, Platt will save approximately 37.5% within the first year.
Carpentry students at Platt Tech were asked to conduct an assessment of our school's waste stream. We learned about waste management and recycling, including Connecticut law. We learned about sustainable practices and their importances to our future in the environment in which we learn, live, and play. We investigated the management of waste. We collected data about the amount of waste and recycled materials. We analyzed what the data means, and we made recommendations for future changes at Platt Tech and in our community.
Recycling waste reduces the amount of waste that needs to be disposed, which means less waste to incinerate or place in a landfill. Recycling waste prevents and reduces air and water pollution. If we do not recycle, the landfills will overflow, leading to toxic effects from breathing in smelly trash and drinking contaminated water supplies. Recycling waste conserves water and natural resources because products become more sustainable. For example, if we recycle, we will not need to cut down as many trees as before to make paper products. Recycling waste saves energy and reduces greenhouse gas emissions, which can pollute the environment and lead to further depletion in the ozone layer. Without the ozone layer, the ultraviolet rays can cause lung damage and destroy the environment. Recycling is the law.
In 1988, recycling became a law. Amendments continue to be made requiring that more items are recycled. Here at Platt Tech, we recycle electronics, metals, paper, plastic bottles, steel food cans, aluminum containers, copy cartridges, glass bottles and jars, cardboard, magazines, books, and plastics types number 1 through 7.
Using our safety gear and supplies, we investigated classroom and cafeteria waste, the volume of waste produced by the entire school, and then we broke it down, components, that waste into categories. While we collected waste, we laid it out on a tarp. With using sticks and rubber gloves, we separated each item into categories such as plastic, food, office paper, and paper towels. We recorded the volume of trash into a notebook, which we later analyzed to determine the amount of waste to determine where improvements could be made.
We learned that approximately 53% of Platt Tech's trash results from paper, 18% from plastic, 15% from styrofoam, 5% from aluminum cans, 5% from cardboard, and 2% from food. We learned that paper towels are discarded more than any other paper product. The bad news: these paper towels can't be recycled further because they have already been recycled at the last stage. They could be mulched, but currently there is no system or organization identified to do this. The good news is that they are a recycled product being put to another use at Platt Tech. The bad news: we learned that food and chemical contaminated paper can't be recycled or mulched. The good news is that Platt earns money for some of its recyclables. For example, we received about $2,600 for our metal waste and about $300 for electronic waste.
The bad news: we learned that food waste is a recyclable product. The good news: by 2010, there may be a state mandate requiring food to be recycled. Also, cafeteria food waste from meal preparation may be able to be composted in the near future. The bad news: our trash is being burned in a power plant that results in poisonous ash being added to the landfills. The good news: there are only 2 dumpsters filled. One is empty daily and the other is empty 3 times a week, compared to previous practices which involved larger dumpsters only partially filled and empty daily. This change saves money and gas emissions. Unfortunately, recycling is not practiced equally in all areas, including the cafeteria, where uneaten food is discarded, and in classrooms, where all recyclable paper does not make it in the recycle bin. Lucky for us, Platt Tech uses single-stream recycling, which collects all of the recyclables at once. The All-American Waste Company takes Platt's combined recyclables and sorts them at their center. This process increases on-site recycling because there is no sorting that happens at our school, and it reduces collection costs, saving Platt money. Therefore, we can pay for less trash disposal because single compartment trucks are less expensive to operate and they are automated.
Previously in carpentry, all of the scrap materials like metal, plastic, and electronics were thrown away into one dumpster. Some trash was burned at the worksite, creating air pollution. Workers even threw away plastic water bottles and hazardous paint cans without knowing where to properly place these materials, causing a negative and costly effect on our environment. Now in carpentry, we sort scrap wood, metals, and plastics for disposal, which are recreated into other materials through recycling efforts. For example, pipe staging may be made of recycled metal and plastic. The trash is collected and burned at a power plant that generates electricity. However, there are some hazards related to the emissions produced by this process. Waste recycling practices are in place, but we can do better. We need to work together for 100% compliance. There are several possible solutions and innovative ideas that can result in a greener, more sustainable environment at Platt Tech.
We can improve awareness and provide education. Information sheets can be created that detail recyclable materials, and they can be distributed along with new recyclable bins with labels noting the approved contents and signs to identify areas where recycle bins are placed. Student-designed posters can be created as part of a campaign to educate and encourage staff and students to recycle. We can write a recycling policy to frame Platt's commitment to recycling, green and sustainable efforts. We can use recycled office paper. Recycling paper uses 60% less energy than manufacturing paper from new trees. Recycling 1 ton of papers saves about 17 trees. We can also use metal utensils instead of plastic in the cafeteria.
We can also make a home connection. An innovative example can be found using apps like Illuminate that tracks the money earned from recycling cans while providing education and creating awareness on the financial and environmental benefits.
We can be eligible for LEED certification by following their practices for operations and management of existing buildings. There are great benefits to remodeling rather than demolishing. However, there are also benefits to using and building greener products. For example, the new Platt Tech solar house is an excellent model. The stairway guardrails and decking were made from recycled plastic. The insulation was made from recycled jeans and shredded paper. Green technology was used in the form of a solar structure that faces the sun all day in order to collect maximum solar energy through hot water producing and electricity producing panels that feed into the school, reducing the overall cost for electricity. The solar house has energy-efficient windows and materials selected were maintenance-free, like vinyl siding for longevity.
On behalf of Jeremy, Kim, Jose, Jacob, Alberto, Ryan, Dan, Shayla, Malik, David, and Brittany, I'd like to thank Stephen McMahon, our maintenance supervisor, for sharing his knowledge and contacts. Also, Mr. Dave Fida and his students for helping to make this video, and All American Waste for helping us learn more about waste management and recycling at Platt Tech.
Hello, my name is John.
And I'm Nick.
We're from the HVAC department here at Platt Technical High School. The facility is 40 years old, and most of our heating systems and heating systems controls are extremely outdated.
During our studies, we measured varying temperatures on a day that was 22 degrees outside. The temperatures inside varied from 65 to 90 degrees. With some new updates to controls and new efficient boilers, the HVAC department at Platt Tech can create major savings for the state and use less fuel.
To create even more energy savings, we could buy higher efficiency natural gas furnaces. Natural gas is less expensive than heating oil, and we can get basically the same amount of energy out of it. Also, if we burn natural gas, the furnaces that we could buy would be 1 to 2% more efficient than the heating oil boilers. If a furnace is 98% efficient, that means that for every $1 that is used to heat the building, 98 cents is used to heat the building, and 2 cents goes right out the chimney.
This efficiency improvement would be fantastic over what we currently have. The boilers we have are 68% efficient. If we replace the boiler with high-efficiency natural gas furnaces, we could save 30 cents for every dollar used to heat the building. Now, back to Mike, who is at the news station.
In addition to that, Platt is wasting $87,093 per heating season. It will cost Platt approximately $700,000 to replace the boiler. The current boilers are operating at 60% efficiency. The new boilers will operate at 96% efficiency. That is a difference of 36%, and it will take Platt an average of 8.3 years to recover the money spent to install the new boiler. We would like to thank the local reporters of the EES, and as always, we would like to thank you for tuning in to Platt Tech TV.